welcome to Jurassic Reviews. In this episode, we take a look at another Kenner dinosaur, the Lost World Jurassic Park Chasmosaurus. Before we begin, if you enjoyed these videos, be sure to like and subscribe. Here's a look at the packaging, both front and back. I don't think I've ever mentioned it yet, but I love the Lost World packaging. The light green in the backgrounds that look like the light shining through the trees in a forest is just so cool looking. It's also worth mentioning that the name is spelled incorrectly on the box. This figure was released in 1997 and, according to JP Toys, retailed for $11.99. This is the largest ceratopsian figure of the Lost World toy line, and a dinosaur that never appeared in the film. I always liked when Kenner branched out into dinosaurs outside the films. This Chasmosaurus stands about 4.5 inches tall and is about 9 inches long from head to tail. It's in a neutral pose, looking straight ahead, and is overall pretty bulky looking. The main thing that will stick out is the large crest, much larger than the small Triceratops in the same line. This is also a much better figure than that Triceratops, though its action feature is identical, except it makes a sound when you do it. Details are good. The bulky body that it has shows a bunch of wrinkles in the skin, and a nice looking set of scaly bumps along its back. The head also has good detail, with scales and bumps visible, along with the many horns. The paint job is on the basic looking side, but I still like it. It's mostly painted green with black paint found on places like the back and head. There's also white paint for its toenails and some of the horns. Underneath the neck, belly, and tail, it's painted brown. The eyes are painted white with black pupils. Its JP mark is on its leg. This one's number is 21. As far as articulation, the legs can move, with one of them tied to the action feature. The action feature is basic but works for the dinosaur being depicted here. You just pull its leg back and it causes the head to go upwards, and you'll hear a roar. The first planned repaint of this figure was to occur in the cancelled Chaos Effect Night Hunter line, so it never saw the light of day. Its one and only released repaint would occur in the Walmart and Universal Studio theme park exclusive Jurassic Park Dinosaurs line in 1999, put out by Hasbro. This line was a promotional line for the theme parks. Here's the packaging for the Chasmosaurus in this line, which is much smaller than the box for the Lost World version. Overall, this is a pretty boring repaint. Like many of this line, it really didn't do anything drastically different from the previous release. It's a darker green now, with black paint found in the same places, along with some brown paint on its back. There's also some gray paint along its belly, neck, and tail. Its toenails are left unpainted now, but the horns remain painted white. The eyes are painted white with black pupils. As far as the rarity, the Lost World version is still relatively common, both loose and in box, and they don't fetch too high of prices. The Dinosaurs version was part of the second wave of that line, so it's a bit more uncommon. It might cost a little more than the first release. Before I give my rating for this figure, here's a comparison with others. Here it is with a Kenner 4-inch human and a Mattel 3 3/4 scale human. Here it is with the Velociraptor. Here it is with the Stegosaurus. And finally, here it is with the Thrasher T-Rex. For a rating out of 10, I give this one an 8. Either of these releases are fine, but if I had to choose one, I'd go with the Lost World version, as it's easier to find and cheaper as well. It's the best of the two ceratopsians from this line, which is surprising considering the Triceratops appeared in the film and this one did not. It's a real shame we never got that Lost World Series 2 Triceratops. This is a fun addition to the line and a good pickup for any Jurassic Park collection. I recommend it. And that does it for the Lost World Chasmosaurus. Thanks for watching and see you next time.